Hello guys, for today's video we will talk about problem solving through flowchart 1 and 2, handling primitive data types, and what about ifs. Problem solving through flowchart. Problem solving. Problem solving is the process of identifying problem, developing an algorithm for the identified problem, and finally implementing the algorithm to develop a computer program. There are steps in solving problem. First is the understand the problem. You must understand the problem first to analyze a right solution. Second is design a solution. You can formulate a solution through algorithm, or you can also use flowchart. Third is implement your solution. In implementing your solution, you can write your code. And lastly, check your solution if it is right and wrong. Problem solving in computer programming. Problem solving is the most essential skill that anyone venturing the field of the computer programming needs. Problem solving in computer programming requires to be solvable. Problem solving also requires to be goal-oriented. Problem solving also requires the problem to be verifiable. Problem solving also requires the problem to be quantifiable. Problem solving also requires the solution to the doable in an infinite number of steps. Lastly, problem solving also requires that problem and solution to be doable within the limits of the current technology. Flowchart. Flowchart is a visual aid showing a sequence of acting or operations involved in computer programming. Flowchart helps a computer programming in visualizing their thought solution, which helps them visually relay their low-level solution and helps to identify key aspects of solution, which can pose problem given a specific combination of inputs and output. Like for example here, for example, you're going to school. First, you will leave home. Then you'll check time before 7. You will decide if you will take a bus or take a subway. Then here is the end, reach the school. Here is the symbol used in flowchart. The terminator, process, operation, data, decisions, page connection of page connection. Pseudocode is an artificial and informal language that helps programmers develop algorithms. Pseudocode is a text-based detail design tool. The rules of pseudocode are reasonably straightforward. All elements showing dependency are to be intended. These include while, do, for, if, and switch. Technical work items. Technical work items are short keyword-driven phrases which summarizes all essential parts of problem to put into consideration. There are 4 characters of technical work items. First is concise, second is unambiguous, third is classifiable as either input, process, or output, and last is specific. Handling primitive data type variables. Variables are data values that can change when the user is asked a question. Example, characteristics, number, or quality that can be measured or counted. There are 3 types of variable. First is the explicit variables. They are the variables that we declare usually at the start of our application before any processing is done within. Next is Implicit variables, they are variables that are used right away without the need of declaring them. And lastly, the anonymous variables, they're variables that are used right away without the need of declaring them. Data types is classification of data which tells the compiler or the interpreter how the programmer intends to use the data. Primitive data type is either a data type that is built into a programming language or one that could be characterized as a basic structure for building more sophisticated data type. Integers are values that are numerical in nature. They do not have decimal precision. Floating points are values also that are numerical in nature, but they also sport in decimal precision. Booleans are values that are classifiable to be either true or false. Characters are the only primitive data type that is textual in nature. What about ifs? If statements are used when we have an undefined conditional expression. It may be a single or multiple expression. Switch statement is a conditional that compares one specific variable against a set of defined constant or values. Nesting conditional. It is possible to create a nested conditionals depending on the need. You can create an if within an if statement. You can create switch within the switch statement. You can also create a hybrid of if within a switch or a switch within an if. These combinations only mainly depend on your need as a developer.